Delaney has a joke today?
Justine is smart.
All right. Shh. Delaney. Shh. Wait. Boys and girls in the corner. Shh. Delaney has a joke.
No, I really don't. Jack told me the joke.
I think I told it to Boo.
Dude. But you guys don't have the joke.
It was funny, but he said it.
I was like,
And I told Boo.
Do you want to hear a joke? Nah, it's too cheesy.
What?
Jack, it's not what you said. It's
Oh.
I want to hear a joke about pizza.
Oh.
Hey, nice try though.
Here, Jack would say it.
I have no idea what.
Okay, do you want to hear a joke about pizza?
You already said it. We already know what it is.
I know.
Okay, let's just get on with it.
All right. You guys, seriously. Hey. All right. Raise your hand and you can give me your answer. Yes, Christina. X can never ever be -4. Box it up. A -10. Okay, good. And someone else has a different answer. That's not the same as Christina's. Christia. X, Christia said can't be -4, can't be -2. Someone else has something else that's not already written up. Brandon.
X cannot equal -2, -4.
Someone else has something that's not already here. I'm just going to take a survey of all your answers, and then we'll decide in the end. Going once? These are the choices. This question is exactly from the question that one of us missed on the final exam, first semester's final exam. Okay, I didn't change anything. I just copy and paste. Do you guys remember doing this one? No.
Yes.
Okay. Well, just so you know, it was there. Composition, is that multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, or none of the above? None of the above. Okay, it has its own thing going on. So F bubble G. So F bubble G, fog. By definition, is F composed with G of X. You guys agree? So what's the new input for F? Yeah, G of X. And G of X happened to be 20 all over X plus 2. Okay? Should you find the domain here as well as the end? You have to. If you don't exclude your values here for X, then it doesn't. For example, if X is -2, it doesn't exist, so you can't go further. So you have to state your exclusions here as well as the end. Okay? So now we're going to keep on doing the basic math. Ready? Every time I see an X and F, I would have to replace it with 20 divided by X plus 2. Do you guys agree? I have two places. Here's one X, so I'm going to write 20 divided by X plus 2, divided by, here's another X, 20 over X plus 2, and then add a 10. What do you guys want to do here? Common denominator. You're right. What's your common denominator? X plus 2. Okay, make sure we quantity that so we can distribute the 10 correctly. So from here, you have 20 over X plus 2. This long horizontal line means division. So can I write division this way? Yep. Then common denominator are now both X plus 2. I can write it over 1. So I have 20. When you distribute the 10, you should have 10x plus what? 20. Okay. Can I combine like terms? Yep. So from here, 20 over X plus 2 divided by, that's 10x plus what? 40. All over X plus 2. Then, now what? Multiply by its reciprocal. So 20 all over X plus 2 times X plus 2 all over 10x plus 40. Now what? Oops. What should we do? Yep, cross simplify. Here we go. So now you end up with 20 all over 10x plus 40. What are you going to do now? Box it up? No, reduce. Can I factor out a common factor on the bottom? What do they both have in common? 10, okay. So you have an x plus 4. Can I reduce 20 and 10? Yep, that will leave me with a 2 on the top. So my final answer for the composition, which they did not ask, they just wanted the domain. Would you agree? So what's the domain here? What do we exclude here at the bottom? X cannot be 4. So the winner, chicken dinner, is this one. Any questions on? Okay, so we are reviewing slowly and surely, okay, first semester. Anything that's on the warm-up, it's a fair game that I put it back on your test as we go. So because I don't want this. The last week or the last 2 weeks of the school year, I don't want you to struggle reviewing things from first semester. So if we put a little bit each time, then it's just easier on us later on, okay? Can we take out your homework, please? Can we go over your homework?
Let's do it.
Okay, homework questions. How can I help you with your homework questions? Guys, you have to have a couple things on those 3 graphing problems. Did you guys have 5 key points? Okay, 5 key points. They can be a table format, okay, order pairs format, or the book said you can even label it on it. Would you agree? So the book says label. I don't really mind if you have it on the graph or have it as a chart or have it order paired. I'll take one of those 3. Really? Yes, I can. What is 41, dear? Sign?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Anyway,
Okay, good. So we are going to find the amplitude and period. Amplitude is absolute value of A. A value in this case is uno, right? So the amplitude is 1. And then period, it's absolute value over B. What's the B value here, guys? Yeah. So period is pi. Are we okay with those? Then I'm going to make a table for the parent function, okay? So y equal, what's the parent function here? Sine or cosine? Sine, right? Okay, 5 inputs. What are those 5? 0. Uh-huh. Good job, okay. Should you be able to get the outputs fast and quickly? Yep, they are. Great, okay. We have how many transformations, guys? 2 transformations. There are 2, okay? 1, the negative in front of the 2 tells you that you are reflect about what? Y-axis, okay? And then there's a second transformation. The 2 with the x tells you to do what? It's not a vertical, it's a change of x. So it's not a vertical, it's a horizontal. But anytime there's a horizontal change involved, your brain needs to go opposite. So what do we do? Compression, horizontal compress. Factor, if you're gonna compress, what are we multiplying? 1/2. Can you say compression and multiply by 2? No, because anytime you multiply things by 2, what is it doing? Bigger or smaller? It's bigger, so you can't say compress and then go multiply by 2. Okay. So, and then we normally, in the notes, I give you a formula, right? What's changing what? We'll let the truck pass. Okay, reflects about the y-axis. What is that changing, x or y? X, what are we multiplying? -1, right? To x. And then horizontal compression, that's -1/2 because I'm changing x. Y stay exactly the same. Should we make a table for our 5 key points, or should we make order pairs, or do you want to put it right on the graph? What do you want to do? Points? Order pairs? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can pick, okay? I'm not very picky as long as you have it on your homework. Okay. If I'm changing x, would you agree all the y's are staying exactly the same? So I'm going to copy the y's first. Are we okay with this? 0. All right, x's, first input. What's negative 1/2 times 0? 0. What's negative 1/2 times pi over 2? Negative half times pi over 2. Negative what? Pi over 4. Negative 1/2 times pi. What's that? Negative pi over 2. Negative 1/2 times 3 pi over 4. Negative 3 pi over 4. Then last one, negative 1/2 times 2 pi. Negative pi. Yep, that's my last point. Okay. Then I'm just going to make, hopefully I have drawn freehand here, my coordinate. Okay, what do you guys want? Your 2 cycles, both on the left, both on the right, one left, one right. What? Pick your poison. Both on the right? Well, look at your 5 key points. There are, what are the inputs, positive or negative? So shouldn't I have, oh, that's some ugly straight line. Should I have some of it on the left because it's easier? Yeah, why not? I already have negative points. Okay, my amplitude earlier was 1, so I'm going to go up 1 and go down negative 1. My period earlier was pi. Is that okay? So negative pi and pi. Okay, how many even, equal intervals should we have for each cycle? 4. Here we go. Label this mark for me. What's this over here? Pi over 2. Because it's on the left. Can I write negative pi over 2? How about, what's half of a half? Pi over 4. Or you can write negative pi, oops. You can write negative pi over 4 if you're on the left, not the right. Okay. You don't have to label all your marks, just a couple, so I know that each tick mark is equally spaced out in a pi over 4 distance, okay? All right, let's plot the dot. Here we go. 0, 0. Okay. Negative pi over 4. Go up 1. Guys, I haven't sent you homework yet, so when I do, number 41 need to be perfect, okay? That's not an option. Negative pi over 2. Stay at 0. Negative 3 pi over 4. Shoot down to negative 1. And negative pi, staying at 0. Okay. This creates how many cycles, guys? How many cycles is that? 1 full one, right? How do I repeat the cycle on the other side? At positive pi over 4, where do you want me to plot this dot? Negative 1. Okay, I'm using a different color just so it's pretty. Pi over 2? 0. 3 pi over 4? 1. And pi? 0. Okay. Do these 2 cycles or period, do they look like they can overlap if I were to move them? If I stacked them on top of one another, would they be exactly the same? They should. That's why they are called periods, because they're going to repeat, okay? So arrows on the 2 ends. Domain. What's the domain? Oh, reals. What's the range? Negative 1 to 1 inclusive. Okay. Any other comments or questions about last night's homework? Okay, so take out your notes. I want to go over example 2b and example 2d, unless you have other homework that you want me to go over. Going once on homework questions. Yes, Christina. 37. What's 37? Well, the parent function would be exactly the same, right, Christina? What is the 4? What's the transformation for that? The transformation would be not a horizontal, it's not with the x. It's a vertical stretch factor of what, Christina? Factor of 4. So what are you going to do? What's your formula going to be like? Formula would be x is exactly the same, and the y would be 4y. And then go from there. I have, you told me it's 4 sine x, right? Negative 4. Okay, then there's a negative, transformation number 2. Well, the negative in front tells you what? Reflection about? About what? The x-axis, right? Again, if you are reflecting about the x-axis, what's changing? Y. So, right, so your formula would be x will stay the same, y gets multiplied by negative 4. So all the y's are now changed by negative 4. Okay. Any questions? And then you have to graph that out and find the key points normally. Anyone else? Are you done with the test? No, you can't go in the middle of the test. Okay. All right. Next. Anything else on the homework? Okay, let's do notes. I would like for you to go and do example 2 and boy, so 2b. This is similar to last night's homework, right? Hopefully. Well, thank you, Drew. Last night's homework, okay, and the directions in the notes are the same. You're going to graph it out for 2 full periods or 2 full cycles. What should we do first? Yeah, find the period. Let's do it. Period. 2 pi divided by absolute value of b. B in this question is 2. So 2 pi divided by 2 is pi. Amplitude. What's your amplitude here? 1, because it's absolute value of negative 1. Okay. How many transformations do we have total? 2. Okay, so transformations. Is it nicer to not have to graph in stages? Yeah. First transformation, that negative in the very, very front class, what is that going to do? Reflect is right. Reflect over what? Over x-axis. Good. Okay. How about that 2 with the x? What's going on with that one? It's a vertical stretch because, are you sure? Is it with the x or the y? It's the, yeah, it's the x. It has to be horizontal. But keep in mind, horizontal is kind of funky. It's 1/2. So you multiply things by 1/2. Is that a stretch or compress? Compression. So horizontal compression factor of 1/2. Okay. So formula. What's changing? What's staying the same? Or are they both changing? Reflect over x-axis. What do we change? All x's or all y, Connor? Good job. Horizontal compression by factor of 1/2. What are we going to do with that? Multiply x by 1/2 x. Okay. So let's make a table. Should we make a table or key points? I mean, order pairs. Doesn't matter, by the way. Okay, because you're going to have the same 5, right? Okay. So first, for parent function. So this is for the parent, okay? Y equals sine of x. Input is 0. Output is 0. Next input, pi over 2. Sine of pi over 2 is 1. Sine of pi over 2 is 1. Next input, pi. Sine of pi is? Next input, 3 pi over 2. Sine of 3 pi over 2 is? Good. Last input? Great. Sine of 2 pi is? Awesome. Okay, that's just the parent. We need to apply the formula, right? So, box up my 5 key points. What's the first key point? It's still 0, 0. Next one? Pi over 4, correct. Comma what? Negative 1, beautiful. Next key point? Pi over 2, comma what? Perfect. Next one? 3 pi over 4, great. Comma. And last key point? Pi, comma, 0. Can you guys check this out? Can you guys see this last input right here? In yellow, highlighting? Should they be related to the amplitude? I'm sorry, not the amplitude, period. Yes. The last input normally is related to your period because they're both horizontal distance, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's plot. Both to the right, both to the left. What do you want to go? I already have that drawn out to the right. So can I just keep both on the right? Yep, let's do it. Okay. One period is a pi. So if we go in 2 full cycles, we're going all the way to 2 pi. Each period has how many equal parts? 4. Okay, let's label the half. That half center is pi over 2. How about this half? 3 pi over 2. Okay. And then let's go in and give each. Okay, what's half of a pi over 2? Perfect. And that's all I needed. Just the first tick mark being labeled. So that means each tick mark is equal to a distance of pi over 2. I'm going to go up as high as 1 and as low as -1. Okay, let's plot. Here we go. 0, 0. Pi over 4. Ooh, -1 now. Pi over 2, saying it's 0. 3 pi over 4, 2 positive 1. Pi, 0. This concludes my first what? Yep. All right. You guys need to tell me how to plot the next 4 dots there. Next tick mark. Up, down, and saying it's 0. Down. At 3 pi over 2, up, down, and saying it's 0. 0. Next tick mark. Up. And last tick mark. Saying it's 0. Oh, I missed that dot. Make that bigger. There you go. What am I missing? Arrows. Add arrows. Domain. Class, what's your domain? All reals. What's your range? -1 to 1. Good. Okay. Awesome. Yes, Christina. I'm sorry, one more time? No, we are not doing stages anymore. We're still using transformation. It's just that we are done with stages because we are all masters of graphs. Okay, we are going to save C for another day, but we're going to go down to 2D, 2 dogs. Because look how beautiful that is. Isn't that a beautiful equation? Y equals 2 plus 5 divided by 3 sine of -2 pi over 3x. And your directions are still exactly the same. Okay, what do you want to do? What's your A value here, class? Your A value is 5/3. You're right. So keep in mind, it's not 2, okay? Just because it's the first one doesn't mean it's A. But to help you not be so confused, anytime that you have an equation that there's an addition in there, rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it as y equals 5/3 sine of -2 pi over 3 x plus the 2 in the back. So moving the 2 in the back. What is the 2 doing? What's the transformation for the 2? It is. It's up 2. We're now adding the vertical shift now. We will soon add a horizontal shift, but right now we're just going to do one at a time, okay? Can we still find the period and amplitude normally? Yeah. Period is still 2 pi divided by absolute value of B, class. So your absolute value of B is, what's B? -2 pi over 3. Now what? How do you simplify this period? Flip it. You're right. Can I multiply by its reciprocal? What's the reciprocal? 3 over 2 pi. What can I do with this, class? Cancel out the 2 pi. You are left with a period of 3. Is it okay to have a period of 3? Of course. You had periods of 2 pi and pi last night. What's the value of, what's the approximation for pi? Yeah, 3.14. Now you just have a nice number, a nice 3, okay? Amplitude. What's your A value? 5/3, okay? Okay, let's make a table. What's your parent function, sine or cosine? Sine, so y equals sine of x. Okay, order pairs or chart? Chart, okay. Was it confusing with order pairs? Yeah, okay. Now we'll do chart. Input. Give me those 5 inputs. Matt.
0,
Uh-huh.
1,
Close.
0, pi,
Pi over 2. Good. Next. Pi.
3 pi over 2,
Great.
and pi.
Awesome. Should you be able to obtain the 5 outputs fast and easily? For sure. Chris, yeah. 5 outputs. 0 sounds like a good one. Can you staple and leave it in my box? 0. Sine of pi over 2 is what, Chris? Good. 1 sounds like a good one. Sine of pi is? Good. Next, Chris. Sine of 3 pi over 2 is? -1. And last one, Chris? 0. Okay. Are we good with the inputs, outputs? Gosh, how many transformations do we have total? 4. All right, let's start from left to right, okay? I'm going to write transformation in blue. I'm going to use this equation, okay? 5 over 3. Is that a value bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? Bigger. Is that a vertical change or horizontal change? Vertical. So what should we say? Vertical what? Stretch. Very good. With vertical, you don't need to take as reciprocal. Vertical stretch factor of 5/3. Transformation number 2. There's a negative in with the x. What is that? Reflect is right. Reflect what? About the y-axis. Okay. Transformation number 3. 2 pi over 3. Is that a horizontal change or vertical change? Horizontal. Now let's decide. Is that bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? 2 times pi. What is the approximation for pi? Yeah, that's like 6 something. 6 something divided by 3. Bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? Bigger. With horizontal, it's kind of funky. Remember we talked about this. So is that a horizontal compress or stretch? Compression. Very good. Factor. What's a reciprocal? Factor of what? 3 over 2 pi. Please put the pi on the bottom. Last transformation. Add 2 to the whole shebang. What does it do? Up 2. Okay. Whoa! What happened? My computer's bored. It's sleeping. Just like some of us. Okay. Okay, here we go. We have all the transformations already. Are we ready to write a formula? What's changing what? Anything changing x at all? Vertical stretch factor of 5 over 3. Is that x or y? Y. So can I take 5/3 times y? Reflect about the y-axis. What is that changing? X. So multiply all the x by -1, right? Let's just write negative because I think there's something else with x. Am I correct on that? Yep. Horizontal compression factor of 3 over 2 pi. X or y? X. So that's -3 over 2 pi. And then now I can write x. Up to x or y? Y. Add or multiply? Add, right? Okay. Okay, now that we have the formula, we are going to write our 5 ordered pairs. I'm kind of running out of space, so I'm going to write 5 ordered pairs down here somewhere. And this is where my 5 key points will be. This is number 57 on tonight's homework, so make sure we understand this. I'm going to take all of my x's, guys, and multiply it to negative 3 over 2 pi. Can you see it? So negative 3 over 2 pi. Okay? What's 0 times negative 3 over 2 pi? It's still 0. Great. Take all my y's and multiply that to what? 5/3 plus 2. So 5/3 multiply, add 2. What's the output? 2. Great. The next one. Take the x and multiply it to negative 3 over 2 pi. What am I going to end up with? Are the pi's canceling out? Yep. So what do we get? Negative 3 over 4. Okay. Comma. Then I need to take the y and multiply to 5/3, add 2, right? So here we go. 5/3, add 2. What am I going to end up with? Someone said it. I don't know what you said. 2 and 5/3? Can I say it like that? 2 and 5/3? Either give me an improper or mix. It doesn't matter, but it has to be a correct form. What's 5/3 in mixed number? 5/3 in mixed number. 1 and 2/3 plus 2. 3 and 2/3. Okay. All right, next one. Pi times a negative 3 over 2 pi. What's your answer here? That's you. Negative 3 over 2. Comma. What's my output? 2. Okay, guys, I'm going to highlight this input right here. Can you see this first input and that input? See those 2 yellows? What's the gap? What's the distance? What's the spacing? What's the gap? What's the distance from one input to the next? 3/4. You're right. And that's a beautiful thing about trig. If that's 3/4, can you guys see? Oops, I don't want highlighting. Can you guys see that if I make this into a denominator of 4, if this is denominator of 4, what's the numerator? Okay, can you guys see the gap is equal? From one to the next is 3/4. So the next one's 6/4. Guess what the next one is going to be without doing all the multiplication? Yeah, it would be negative 9 over 4. Okay, guess what the last input is going to be? Negative 3 or negative 12 over 4. So the gap, class, it's always going to be the same from one input to the next, okay? All right, then let's take care of the last 2 outputs. Negative 1 times 5/3 is what? Negative 5 over 3, which is negative 2 and, I'm sorry, negative 1 and? Negative 1 and what? Negative 1 2/3. I'm going to add 2. What happened when I take negative 1 and 2/3 and add 2? Positive what? Positive 1/3. Okay. Last output, what did we get for that one? 2. Okay. I got 5 pieces I can graph. Notice how like my coordinate plane that's provided is kind of weird. Can I extend this and make one left and one right? Okay. You can always change your coordinate plane here. You don't have to follow what it's provided. Okay. What's the period, class? 3. So let's go all the way to the left and make negative 3. All the way to the right and make positive 3. Each cycle, each period has 4 equal parts. Okay, how do I label that halfway? What's that halfway? Huh. How do I label that halfway in between 0 and 3 or 0 and negative 3? I can't hear you if you're talking. 1.5, what is that in fraction? 3 over 2. Okay, if you're on the negative side, negative 3 over 2. Am I done with 4 equal parts? Okay. What's half of 3 halves? Half of 3 halves. 3/4. Great. Okay, and then go on the left and label 3/4 negative. Okay, now I don't need you to label every single tick mark, just enough so I know how much each mark is worth. The high and the low. How come the high and the low, the max and the min, are no longer the same? How come the high and the min are no longer the same? Okay, we did. We moved everything up by 2. Guys, we're used to having the middle right on the x-axis. The middle is no longer on the x-axis. It's actually at 2. So that's why the min and the max are a little bit off. But look at the min. The smallest y value is 1/3, right? And the largest is almost 4. So I'm going to go up 4 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need any negative y because I don't have any. Okay, let's plot. 0. Go all the way up to 2. Okay. All right. Negative 3/4. Where do you want to go? 3 2/3. So that's like up here somewhere. Okay. Approximate. Negative 3/2. I'm going to go to 2. Negative 9/4. I'm going to go to where? 1/3. So that's getting closer to the x-axis. There you go. And negative 3, I will go back up to 2. Okay. So that's 1 full what? Here, right. Let's repeat on the right. At 3/4, what do you want me to go? 3/4. 1/3. Thank you. Perfect. At 3/2? 2. At 9/4? 3 2/3. Okay. And back to 3? 2. If you miss your dot, make them bigger, make them fat so you can, all right. Domain and range. Domain is all reals. Range is cautiously 1/3 inclusive all the way to 3 2/3. Okay, that's the end of our lecture. Okay, I'm gonna come around and send you homework. Okay, so have that ready to go.